You're sitting with SHARON NEAL, and I come from a country upbringing and have been living in the city since the late 1990s, and have come to realise the difference that it makes when you're in urban living in comparison to having a country upbringing. And through my time of working with holistic therapies, I now understand the value of people coming back to community, simplicity, of clean living, to have a quality of life and to live a happier and healthier life.
That really resonates with me, because I always think, you know, clean living something I aspire for in an urban environment as well, but I always just find it quite hard to understand things like, what does organic mean, you know, where to source things, how to approach it. What would you recommend? What do you think? What are those sort of problems that we have today?
Totally agree with that. That's what I've found with working with my clients, is that quite a few of them now have become aware of cleaner living with their food, but they've overlooked or haven't been fully informed of the importance that everything else that's in their environment, that being whether it's their personal care products, their cleaning products, their makeup, anything that is exposed to the skin, which is the largest organ, also is food to the body. And that can outweigh the fact of just being clean living with our food as we see it as nutritional side of things. So it's definitely a much bigger picture, I suppose, of living organic and clean living than what people are slowly waking up to. And that's what my clients keep coming back with, in that they're not quite aware of the value of everything else that's in their own environment.
You mentioned clients. Who are your clients? Who are these people, and why do they come to you?
So I have anything from small children to retirees as clients, and the main reason that people come to me is they're looking for a better quality of life. So whether they're wanting to lose weight, whether they've got lack of energy, poor sleep, no motivation, it's a whole multitude. They may also have had some imbalances that have come through that they've been seeing doctors for, and they're not happy with the quality that's given them, so they're looking for another way of how they can work with themselves and with their lifestyles to have a better improvement, a stronger improvement in their quality of life.
And so what are some of those step-by-step pieces of advice that you would give to your clients?
One of the key things, simple as it is good water, clean water, and keeping their bodies hydrated. It's amazing how many people think they're drinking water when they're drinking soft drink or coffee, tea, these types of things, but the sugar and the diuretic effect of those is actually undoing the hydration side of things. So once people start to incorporate good clean water into their daily lives, you can get really complicated with it and work it out by weight, but on average it's around 2 litres a day for people, as long as they're looking at about that. And then depending, if you're working outdoors and you're perspiring a lot, then you're going to drink more than that. But yeah, a lot of people straight away notice quality of sleep, more energy, quality of thought, just by the fact of including hydration.
And it sounds like you were talking about, you know, lots of those other things, not just about though water's important and though food's important, that there are all of those other aspects in people's life. What are some of those other ones, like with the products, or thinking about the environments that we actually live in today in urban settings?
Yeah. So I found through all my research, I came across a company that's got a seed to seal guarantee called Young Living, and beautifully over the decade or more that I've been working with them, they've now incorporated personal care products, makeup, skincare, cleaning products, nutritionals. So it's virtually ticking all the boxes of what people are looking for without them having to keep searching and looking at different products. because that was one of the things I found with a lot of my clients, was that they kept saying, I don't have time to read all the labels, to research this, to go here, to go there. And the beautiful part with Young Living is that you can order it online and it's delivered to your door. So it makes it really easy. It's time, you know, it saves them time, because everyone's saying that they're time poor. So that's been another key thing with it as well. But when I did the research, when I travelled around the world with Gary and worked on the products with myself and with my clients, the changes were outstanding in comparison to products that weren't that 100% guaranteed seed to seal.
Like what? What were some of those changes? Because I think sometimes it's that thing where these conversations can also get a bit abstract and not clear about what the tangible effects are, whether it's on the body or on well-being. What are some of those sort of the real effects? What are those changes that can have with a different way of consuming or engaging with what we put on our bodies?
So the key thing that I find first up is people notice a difference in their skin. So if they've got dry skin, patchy rashes, they find that clears up. The hydration going with that also helps with the products. So the two hand in hand helps with the skin. Sleeping, they sleep much better, get a much sounder sleep. Energy levels improve, clarity of mind, a lot clearer, because they don't have the fog. The body's not trying to clear all of those excess toxins out of it that are coming in from other products. So that's probably the key things that I find, and that's generally probably the key ones, that when people first come and see you, is that poor quality of sleep, lack of energy, and brain fog to some degree, and recall.
What's the how would you describe where we're at today? How would you describe this age that we live in? Because it feels like, in terms of your practice and how you would describe your clients and how the world that they live in, because it feels like a lot of your work is with some beautiful simple remedies that can also be really help influence people and give healing to people in different ways. So what are some of those? Who are these? Who are your clients? What's the world for your clients?
The world for my clients, basically for most of them, is stress levels are very high. So they're intense, they're very busy. And so in that pushes the body into fight and flight without them actually realizing it on a subtle level. And so when the body goes into fight and flight, it's releasing high levels of adrenaline and cortisol, which overloads the body at the same time. So with working with the products that aren't, because a lot of the synthetic products are also overstimulating and overloading the body. So when you come back to cleaner products and working with my clients and just educating them around the value in taking some quality time out for themselves, and the value of using clean products in every way of their life, they then feel those subtle changes. Their energy levels start to increase. They feel lighter in themselves. They feel happier in themselves. Their sleeping improves. It's all very subtle, but it accumulates over time as they do it, because the less toxicity that you're surrounding the body with, the more it can clean up itself, because the more toxins that it's having to deal with, the heavier the load it's having to do every night when it's sleeping. So the less that we're putting our bodies around, the more efficiently the body can actually restore when it's sleeping at night, which is what it's about. A lot of people don't realise that when our body's sleeping, it's actually working harder than what it is during the day with whatever we're asking of it, because it's cleaning up what we did during the day to it every night. So that's, the less impact of what we've done to it during the day, the more efficiently, when we're sleeping at night, it can fill up the tank to start the next day again. So we have more of a full tank to go each day.
Awesome. It feels like with the sleep cycle and with talking about sort of nutrition cycles of what's actually going in the body. It's cycles become a sort of a repeated thing that I keep hearing. What's the significance of cycles to your practice, and what does that all mean?
It's a bit of a challenging question.
Or like in terms of different natural cycles and things like that.
So the difference with natural cycles, I think one of the other key things that I express and give different ideas to my clients about is the value of spending time in nature and spending time out. So whether that be for them walking, swimming, lying on the grass, walking around barefoot, which I do predominant amount of time, it's getting back in touch with nature and allowing the body to reset according to its own cycle, and also having the balance of giving it not work full on, not having it in fight and flight and having to be busy and rushing. Give it some time just to be, and to be able to reset, well, other than when it's sleeping time. People think that the only time that they need to give it any quiet time is when they sleep, but they actually need to give it the mind, everything. We're so busy and so distracted and so overstimulated in this world now. We need to actually have that time to resonate with nature and to take in what nature has to offer for us.